Good morning, Holly. Good to see you. Someone else I think popped in, but I didn't see a name. Welcome, welcome. I hope a happy Monday for you. Um, as we just dive into this being the last real week of shedding the snake skin of the snake year in our lunar zodiac, we're getting ready to officially enter the year of the fire horse. So that's exciting. But as I tuned in this morning, I asked, what deck, as always, wants to work with us today. And I pulled the Keepers of Light off the shelf. The Keepers of Light, all ascended masters, divine forces, etc. And so as soon as those decks hop off the shelf, the ones that are specific entities or energies that want to work with us, I always know that we are going through a collective transition, and these powers are here to help support us in that. So, um, just in case this is your first time joining me, I'm Safrianna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and I always like to pull at least 3 cards for the collective every Monday just to tune into what's here. So, what is here? All right. Got 1, 2. Oh, she's been coming up lately. And 3. Oh, nope. We got 4 because we had 2 flip upside down there. Okay. Fascinating lineup here. First off, I just want to note immediately that there is an overwhelming amount of blue in the cards that I pulled that you will see here in a moment. So that is interesting. Our first message is from Mercury, open communication. Get the weight that you need off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. This week, we are invited to express from within what we need other people to know, to open lines of communication with compassion, and to really allow ourselves to speak what we need to speak into our communities, into our relationships, into the space around us, this liminal space of transformation. So speak up with love and be heard. And of course, the reminder here is to speak up with love, not to try and tear others down, not to be demeaning, not to come from a highly charged place and just say all of the dark things that we've been holding, but to really sit with love and recognize, what do we need to communicate? All right, so there is card number 1. Card number 2. And I feel like she is coming up collectively right now. This is the card I was like, oh, I've been seeing you. Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. So we already have another common theme here with Mercury, that this is a time to communicate. This is a time to really open our lines of communication. But Joan of Arc is reminding us to speak our truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, and release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. What an important time to stand in the power of truth and speak to love and justice and for humanity and divinity for all, right? I feel like Joan of Arc is such a being of the liminal spaces between gender and what we perceive as, our self-perception versus what the world perceives of us. So I think she's a really, really powerful being, entity, ascended master, divine master, whatever you want to call her, to work with. If you are afraid of persecution, if you are afraid that standing in the power of who you uniquely are, if you are afraid, she wants to be a protective force to work with you. So call on Joan of Arc and work with her if you need support in being the voice of truth. Our next card is Melchizedek. And the order of Melchizedek is like a higher order of learning that is very esoteric and universal and just tied into so many interesting topics. So Melchizedek is all about higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So the message here I get for the collective is that probably if you're watching this, you have done quite a bit of self-work. You've engaged maybe in therapies, you've read self-help books, you've done spiritual work, like you've tried a lot of things. You've learned from experience, you've had a lot of experience, and now it's time to really retreat back within. Interestingly enough, my personal card was the Hermit this morning, and I feel like it's tied to this. We have to go within to reintegrate, to sit with what we've been percolating on, what's been brewing in the background, what is here for us. We need to go in and really digest it. So the message here is the higher learning takes place within. Take what you've learned over the last year, over this last lunar year. Take what you've learned over the last few months in the winter season, if you're here with me in the Northern Hemisphere. Take what you can, go back within, sit with it in your own inner halls of learning and integrate what is there so that you can progress further. We can only progress as far as we've actually integrated. Otherwise, we keep running the same patterns because they haven't actually been learned, right? We can learn things intellectually, but we have to actually integrate them and act from them for them to become our embodied wisdom. So that is the reminder here. And then last but not least, our fourth card today is Master Buddha. Increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So I really see a story being told between all of these ascended masters today. And this is the reminder that it is time to be very self-aware. Right now, presently, I am teaching the ownership arc of my Elements of Success program in our live teaching run. And ownership and awareness go hand in hand. We need to be able to own what we are doing, how we are contributing to our lives and to the lives of others. And that takes an immense amount of awareness. So, deep connection with yourself, listening to that inner voice. Joan of Arc reminding us to be the voice of truth. Melchizedek reminding us to go in and actually integrate this inner learning. And Mercury reminding us to openly communicate. So the Buddha is really asking us to be aware of what we need to communicate and what we need to go within about, what our inner voice needs to express. So perhaps sit with Master Buddha in this coming week to go within, to be still in this moment and increase your awareness around what is really here, what's really present for you at this point in time. So, to recap with our Keepers of Light today, Mercury is inviting us to open our communication, to be loving and compassionate in what we share with others, but to really listen, to actually listen to what it is we need to share so that we can speak up and be heard and be empowered in the world. We're out of order here, but that's fine. Melchizedek is reminding us to be in our higher learning, that we have to go within to actually integrate what we have learned through our experiences out here in the world. That knowledge that we have supposedly gained needs to become wisdom obtained through us actually allowing it to be a part of our system and going out in the world and acting from what we have learned that was of use for us. Joan of Arc reminding us to be that radical voice of truth, even when it breaks the norms, even when it seems to butt up against dominant systems of power. That's when it's really important. So she is reminding us to stay strong and focus on what your purpose is, what your mission is, what you are here to do, and to be the voice of truth in the world in all of that. And then we have Master Buddha reminding us to increase our awareness. Through our awareness, our ownership, and our ability to have an impact in the world that we want to make. Having this deep connection with ourselves so that we can listen to that inner voice. I mean, again, first of all, just look at the spread of blue that's here. We had so much blue in this today. And that, to me, is the throat and the third eye are sort of the blue zone. So I really see this as going within, dropping down, feeling into what we need to feel, figuring out what we need to express, and then bringing it up and out. through our awareness, through our communication, through our voice of truth, and through acknowledging the halls of learning that we are in here on earth. So that is our vibe check of the week. Lots of standing in power, speaking truth, going in to do that deep inner work and give ourselves the spaciousness to really feel into, what is our purpose next? Where are we going next? As we enter the year of the fire horse coming up, I really see there being such momentous possibilities for us and that we get to play. And so as we wrap up this last lunar year, as we shed the remnants of the snake skin, we're really being invited to transform in how we communicate, how we feel our stuff down deep within, and how we bring it up to communicate with others. We can't be in relationship without communication. And now is a time in which we are being asked to come together in relationship, to be together, to stand with our neighbor, to cultivate community, to spread mutual aid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So how can you be this? It starts by you really going within to listen to the knowledge that you have gained, the experience that you have had, so that you can pluck those gems of wisdom up and bring them out to share with others in the world. That, I feel, is the main message of the week. So I hope that was useful for you. As always, after the vibe check, I like to go into a little personal update. So here is the scoop on all of that. And of course, here in about an hour, the picture and the transcript will be up for you if you missed the beginning. Let's see. On my personal note, the Park House saga continues. I have the highest hopes we are going to have an offer coming in today, tomorrow. I was having a lot of little ear flutters yesterday at one point in time, and I'm pretty sure it was while someone was over looking at the house. So intuitively, I was like, they're excited about the house. So fingers crossed my intuition was correct there. We did have an offer come in over the weekend, and it was a no. It was an instantaneous. I didn't even need to open the offer to know it was a no. My intuition hit hard, and I opened it up, and the offer was kind of, unfortunately, a joke of an offer. They were wanting to buy the house for literally, like, at the end of the day, like $15,000 more than we bought it for, and we've put in $30,000 worth of upgrades. So it was just a no, that's okay, thank you. Moving on, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good to have clear no's so that the yeses can be even more clear. And so I'm really standing in the faith that a yes is coming here soon, and that everything is working out for the highest good of all. And on this weekend, I was working on the Wincing Sorrow final paperback read through continuity, catching the little darn smart quotes versus street quotes that snuck in there, which apparently no one else notices, and it's just me, and it's just my brain being hypervigilant about them. But that's okay. There really hasn't been that much to update. We caught the most minor of timeline historical continuity things where literally, like, within a year, I had mentioned some events that happened a year later or a year before. And again, the reader at this stage that's read the book, some of you have read the books, you're not likely to have caught those things because they're so minor, and they're just me needing to write things down on note cards to make sure that everything is squared away. So that's what we've been doing all weekend. Today, that is actually my work task for the day, is actually finishing the book. I have 7 chapters left to go through. The process has been read a chapter, write the summary of the chapter in my own words, write down anything on note cards about the characters, timelines, technology, locations, etc., that are now established canon. And then from there, we get to write book 2. So I'm really excited. This means that I am pretty well on track to meet my goal, which was to start writing book 2 in March. the secret is that I've actually written the very, very opening scene, though I don't know if it'll maintain as the opening scene, but I have not touched the book otherwise at all, and I'm hoping to do that this March. So that's feeling timely and aligned. And, I continue to be in this interesting liminal space. I feel like since Meta deplatformed me, but what has it been? It's been, I think, 3 weeks now. I've honestly kind of like sitting in a liminal space. Like I'm okay with it. And I'm feeling into what's next, what's the right next moves. I've been here on Substack not quite for a year now. And I haven't really reached a lot of people here, but I feel like this is the right place to be. So I'm just kind of playing with that. I'm still on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is okay. It's not necessarily most of my people, but YouTube also feels good for right now. So it's just kind of brainstorming, like, how do I reach the people I need to reach? But also, I'm really glad to be reaching you, the people I'm reaching right now. And I want to deepen those relationships. I'm really excited that the community that I'm building is slowly growing and we're welcoming more people in there. And I just want to really build something that feels nourishing to me, that compassion, right? Compassion means it's compassionate for me too. And then I'm building something that I can sustain, that I can continue to welcome people into. So it's kind of where I'm at, like liminal space in my business, with my socials, kind of sitting here going, all of this is quite interesting. And as always, I'm being drawn to write my books and share my words in that way and show up live and do this kind of stuff too. So I'm just following the whims at this point. I have no idea what the future brings for me, but I trust and have faith that it will all work out in the highest. And I'm here to cheer you all on and support you in having your own faith and trust that things will work out for your highest, and supporting you in making that a possibility into a reality. So if I can be of service, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm so glad you're in community with me. Thank you for being here on Substack, on YouTube, in my other community spaces. I love you all much. And I hope that you can be lovingly supported by our ascended masters that are here to work with you this week to really cheer you on energetically, whether in prayer, meditation, shamanic journey work, doesn't matter. Or maybe you just see the Buddha out and about. You see Joan of Arc. You see symbols for Mercury. You somehow see a symbol for Melchizedek. That would be really wild to see out in the wild. I would be very fascinated. Though certainly you might see, the tree of life, mandala, or other such symbols. So please take care of yourself, my friends. Go slow as we emerge out of winter. I've been really enjoying a slow pace as much as I can. See the fledgling signs of spring and know that you too get to go at your own natural pace and emerge not all at once, but through little daily efforts, little daily moments. And I believe in you. I see you, I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on all day, every day. I love you so much. All right, I'll see you back here for another live next Monday, possibly a blog in the meantime. Until next time, I'm Safrianna. Bye for now.